So all the codes that we have written so far start with active cell. So assuming that that is where we have to start, but it is not the case always. So you might have to go to a particular cell like say B1 or D1 or A1. So let's see how we go to a particular cell. So I say subcode 6, and then if suppose I want to go to cell A1, so or let's say if I want to go to cell E9, but if I know that I am or I'm sorry, if I want to go to cell A2 and I know that if I'm already on A1, what I could do is I can write active cell dot offset of 1 comma 0 dot select. This would take me to cell A2 provided I'm sure that I'm on cell A1. But if I'm not sure where I am currently, in which cell I am or which cell is selected, you can't use this. So instead of this, I have to use something which refers directly to the cell A2. So I would write range bracket open, and then you write A2 in double quotes close bracket dot select. Now using this method select, when you run this code it would select the cell A2, or it can be any other cell like D2 whatever. So I hit F8 and there you go, it has selected that cell. So that's how I refer to a cell. If I want to select a cell D2 and maybe A2 again and put a value there, like my name Arsalan or Upskill Technologies, I would say active cell dot value is equal to Upskill Technologies. So what I'm telling here is go and select cell A2. Now A2 has become your active cell. In that active cell put a value Upskill Technologies. You can obviously write it in one single line like something like this, subcode 7. I can write range of let's say A10 dot value is equal to Upskill Technologies. So when I run this, I hit F5, you will see that your cursor is still in A2, but you've got a value Upskill Technologies in A10. So both the methods are fine. I would prefer you use this one initially, wherein you use active cell a lot to understand which is your active cell and how you proceed with it. So let's do a small exercise where I have to write some values in C1. From C1 to C4 I want to write a number 100. So I would say subcode 8. I want to write range C1 dot select, and then I'd say active cell dot value is equal to 100, active cell dot offset of 1 comma 0 dot value is equal to 100, active cell dot offset of 2 comma 0 dot value is equal to 100. So this is how I would do that. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm telling go to cell C1 and put 100 in it. In the offset of 1 comma 0 put 100, 2 comma 0 put 100, and that's how it is. If I had to do the same thing with using width, I could do it. I would, let me copy this. I'd say control C, control V, let me change the code 8 to code 9, and here after selecting I'd say width active cell, and I don't need the active cells, and that's how it is. I hit F5 and that's how it works. So this was for selecting one single cell. What if you want to select multiple cells? Like say I want to select cells C5 to C10 and put 100 in it. So I'd go like this, subcode 20, I'd say range. So let me select something out. Range, when you open the range parenthesis, you will be asked two things, cell 1 and cell 2. So I want to select C4 till C10. So I'd say C4 is the first cell and then comma C10 is the last cell. This is how I do it. There are other ways where you write C4 colon C10, but I prefer you to use this initially when you're learning. So C4 to C10 dot select. Now I would run only this and that's how it's selected. But what you want to do after this is put a value 200, let's suppose 200 in this selection. So how would I do that? I wouldn't write active cell dot value is equal to 100, 200. I can write it, but when I say active cell, it means one single cell. But here I have multiple cells selected. So when there are multiple cells selected, instead of active cell, you use something called selection. So this is how you do it. So C4 to C10 dot select, selection dot value is equal to 200, and that's how it is.